everyone, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my November wrap-up. Month of November was really hectic. I only finished about 5 books, and I got into a car accident at the end of the month on Black Friday. Messed up my back, and I messed up my wrist, so that was a month. Like I said, I read 5 things. 4 I have physically, and then one that was on ebook. So let's just go ahead and get started with the video. The first book I read this month was The Near Witch by V.E. Schwab. This is one of, I believe, like her first ever books. And in this one, we follow a girl named Lexi, and she lives in a village where they all know each other. And they have these 2 old sisters that live near the moor. And the town basically calls those 2 sisters witches. When a stranger comes to town, which is something they're not used to, these little kids start going missing, and automatically the town turns against whoever the stranger is and blames him and is like, you're the reason that this is happening, you're the one kidnapping all the kids. I really did enjoy this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I love the magical aspect of this. I loved how Lexi was still trying to be true to herself, even when her uncle was like, you need to just be a woman and sit down and let the men do all the work. I really did enjoy that. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. The second book I read was The X Hex by Erin Sterling. This is the one that's been going all over BookTube, Bookstagram, and BookTok. We follow a girl named Vivian Jones, and when she was 19 years old, she fell in love with this guy named Reese. They're both witches, and he left her because he was supposedly engaged to another witch, and so she cursed him. For about 9 years, they haven't seen each other. When he comes back to their town, which is known basically as the modern Halloween town, his car messes up, his magic doesn't work, and he's like, did somebody curse me? And that's when she realizes, like, holy shit, my curse is what did this to him. So they have to work together to try to undo his curse, and it's a whole like backstory like of how the 2 fell in love. I did enjoy this. I didn't love it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The reason I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 stars was it was kind of corny towards the end with why the families didn't like each other. In my head, I was like, oh, like I've seen this before like 1,001 times. But I get the hype, I enjoy the hype, and I really did enjoy this. This was, again, a 4 out of 5 stars. I entirely ship Reese and Vivian. I get why this was such the hype during when it came out. Like, Book of the Month did a really good job like promoting this book, and is the reason everyone bought this book. I don't know if Erin Sterling has any more books out, but if she does, I want to pick them up. So yeah. I then read The Beast by Katie Roberts. This is the 4th book in the Wicked Villain series. It's basically a series that it's reimagined smuts of Disney villains. So this one is, of course, Beauty and the Beast. So we have Isabel, who is Belle. Her father had just died, and one of her eldest sister has just now come to line with the throne. Belle, a couple months ago, before her father passed away, she was involved with both the Beast and Gaton. And she broke both their hearts because she was dating them at the same time. But now with their father, her father dead, she needs her 2 strongest generals back. So she goes to Hades Tower to basically make a deal with the devil. She but she gives herself over to them sexually for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, she has to finally, once and for all, decide who does she want to be with. Does she want to be with the Beast, or does she want to be with Gaton? And they'll both go back and serve her sister. Isabel, I did enjoy this. I give this, I think, a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy it. I love like the happy ending for throuples. What just bothered me was how she admitted she knew that she was messing with both of their hearts, and she didn't care because to her it got her off. She enjoyed messing with both their feelings. She didn't really like necessarily care if she hurt them or not. Her thing was, if I want them, I can have them, and that like really pissed me off. But I enjoyed it. We see the soft sides of both Gaton and Beast, who we're introduced to in the book before. but I really did enjoy this. I want to read the next one, which is called The Sea Witch, which is Ursula, Ariel, and Eric. But the way Ursula was introduced in this book, it makes me kind of not want her as well. But I did enjoy it. I love the way Katie writes thruples with a happy ever endings. But sometimes you don't have a happily ever after, and I want one of her books to have them. So cannot wait to read the next one. Like I said, I read The Roommates, and we follow a girl named Clara. She's originally from Connecticut, from Greenwich, and her family is like very socialite, very like in the public eye. When something happens, she ran away. She tries to go to California with someone who she's had a crush on since she was little, but he basically leaves her and tells her, oh yeah, I rented out my room to this guy, like you'll just be with him. So we meet Josh, and Clara finds out that Josh is a porn star, and it makes her a little bit uncomfortable because she's never truly been with a man like that. And I loved this book. I think this is my only, okay, so this was one of my 2 5 out of 5 stars for this month. This one and the last book I read, and oh my god, so I found it on TikTok. I read it in 2 days, and I absolutely loved it. So Josh gets Clara to not be like this scared little girl anymore, to explore herself like you're a woman and you've never masturbated, like oh my god, what's going on. And I just loved it. So he helped her discover herself, and she helped him break away from the porn industry that was controlling, didn't want him to make that much money, and wanted to pressure him to do things that he didn't necessarily wanted to do. Absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, like I said. And there's a second book, but it doesn't follow the same people. It follows other people that we meet in the book, but I don't know if I necessarily want to read that yet. And so then the last book that I read this month is Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow by Jessica Thompson. This is the 3rd book in what I believe is like a 4-book series. So this is the 3rd book. If you haven't read any of the first ones, skip, like, goodbye. So in this one, a sickness has swept Nevermore, but it's not attacking the humans, it's attacking the wannimals, the animals that can talk, and do all that stuff. It's making them become animals, like just a regular animal. So say it's you're a bear and you're able to talk and all that. When the Hollowpox gets to you, it controls your brain, you lash out, you attack people, and then once it leaves you, you're basically just an animal again. So Morgan is coming into being a wondersmith in this one. She goes down to the basement and finds out that there is a school for wondersmiths. She has her own school mistress who isn't Dearborn, who's rude. She has teachers who actually want to teach her to use her magic, and she's so excited. So we see her do that. We see her find out more about Ezra Squall, because there is this thing called the ghostly hours, and it is able to take her back in time to watch, the teachers who are wondersmiths and everyone, and she can learn properly how to control her magic. So when the Hollowpox starts to come in, she is scared. She's like, Ezra's the one who did this. Why won't nobody believe me? And then she gets outed to the entire Nevermore as a wondersmith so that the Hollowpox can be on the back of their mind. I kind of find it ironic because the Hollowpox, like, this book came out around the time that COVID came out. So that was a big thing. I really did enjoy this. I love how Morgan came more into herself in this book than she did in the 2nd book. I just hate how at the end she gave herself up so willingly to Ezra. That was my only thing. But again, 5 out of 5 stars. So those are the 5 books that I read in the month of November. Please comment down below if you've read any of them and what your thoughts are. I'll be leaving right here 2 videos you guys should go check out. I try really hard to post twice a week, and hopefully I'll see you guys very soon with another video. Bye!